everyone, I'm Kevin Nelson. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. The Vatican has released the text of Pope Francis's letter to Cardinal Kevin Farrell, prefect of the Dicastery for the Laity, Family and Life, which is helping plan the World Meeting of Families in Dublin, August 21st through the 26th in 2018. In the letter, the Pope said that making sure family life is based on love, for love, and in love means giving oneself, forgiving, not losing patience, anticipating the other, and respecting. How much better family life would be, he said, if every day we lived according to the words, please, thank you, and I'm sorry. The letter was meant to help Catholic families in parishes around the world prepare for the gathering, which will focus on the theme, the Gospel of the Family, Joy for the World. More news now from the Vatican. Before Pope Francis addressed the crowd in St. Peter's Square for his general audience this past week, he met with a group of representatives from Iraq. Rome Reports was there for this special meeting.
Before leaving to greet the pilgrims from St. Peter's Square, Pope Francis met with various political and religious representatives from Iraq. There were Shiites, Sunnis, Christians, Yazidis, and Mandians. Pope Francis told them that this visit is a gesture of brotherhood. The differences, he pointed out with an example, should not be an obstacle to peace.
Noi siamo fratelli e come fratelli, tutti diversi e tutti uguali, come le dita di una mano. 5 sono le dita, tutte dita, ma tutte diverse.
When the Pope finished, he greeted them one by one. He gave and received many signs of affection like this Quran or this garment usually worn by sheikhs.
Viene presentato agli sceicchi, quindi loro considerano il Papa Sceicco.
Mi ascende di categoria.
They also gave him this sign in recognition of the work of Christians for those displaced and for refugees. Several of them also invited Pope Francis to visit Iraq. Among them was this representative of the government of Kurdistan.
Posso venire a trovarci in Kurdistan perché I nostri fratelli cristiani hanno bisogno di lei, hanno bisogno della sua presenza e della sua preghiera. Un saluto da parte anche del Presidente Barzani per lei.
Looking now at news from around the country, California prosecutors have charged pro-life advocates David Deladen and Sandra Merritt with 15 felonies for making undercover videos of Planned Parenthood affiliate officials alleging they committed improprieties regarding fetal tissue and organs. The video showed Planned Parenthood officials discussing fees related to fetal tissue, but the organization said monies it received were standard reimbursement fees charged to researchers. In a statement, Deladen said the public knows the real criminals are Planned Parenthood and their business partners like STEM Express and DV Biologics, who have harvested and sold aborted body parts for profit for years in direct violation of state and federal law. Last October, the Orange County District Attorney's Office filed a lawsuit against DV Biologics and its sister company, Da Vinci Biosciences. The lawsuit accuses the two medical companies of advertising and selling hundreds of units of fetal tissue and stem cells to research facilities around the world, collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. In news now from Rome, the Pontifical Spanish College is celebrating their 125th anniversary this year, and Rome Reports takes a closer look at this ecclesiastical university and its importance in training and developing priests.
The intellectual vanguard of the church is formed in Rome. As such, the bishops send priests and seminarians to the city each year with a mission to improve their doctrinal preparation in fields where dioceses are less prepared or in need of teachers. Priests who study at ecclesiastical universities should reside in places that ensure spiritual care and religious formation. One of these places is the Pontifical Spanish College.
La mayor parte de los sacerdotes
Most of the priests who study in Rome end up being teachers or seminary trainers, so the multiplier effect is very great, because if a priest goes to his diocese well trained, then there may be many others who benefit from it. The Pontifical Spanish College points out that traditionally priests come to study theology and philosophy, but they feel one field in need of better preparation is communication. In some dioceses, a process is being carried out to professionalize their structures. The goal is to improve the way of communicating faith and understanding relationships with the mass media.
Hoy día hay que hacer una evangelización.
Today we have to evangelize with well-prepared people and those who know how to use the media. That is why they are currently sending people to be trained in social media, the transmission of faith. We have a good deposit of faith, but sometimes we have not been able to communicate well. The Pontifical Spanish College is celebrating their 125th anniversary.
And in honor of the anniversary, Pope Francis will meet with priests from the college on Saturday. And finally in the news, Cardinal Peter Turkson, prefect of the Dicastery for promoting integral human development, told a group of reporters this past week that President Trump's position on immigration and his efforts to roll back U.S. commitments on environmental regulations are a challenge for the Vatican. The cardinals, whose office works on both questions and is charged with assisting bishops around the world as they promote Catholic social teaching, told reporters that despite the challenges, they are still hopeful that things can change. The first sign of hope, he said, is the growing number of dissenting voices who are calling attention to the scientific facts surrounding climate change and the ethical obligation to act to protect the environment for current and future generations. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV network.